there. Today is Sunday, December 30th, 2024, and this is Joey's Scarf Podcast. My name is Linda, and you can find me all over as Linda Grace. So I finished my Vlogmas this year. I did 23 days of Vlogmas, didn't get to do the 24th. But for the next couple of weeks, I decided to do something a little different. Those of you who have been following me for a while know that I also have a blog that I started in 2011. And I'm not a professional writer, but I play one on my blog. I used to participate in an annual write-a-thon in April, 26 days of April, so Monday through Friday. And each topic, each day, would start with the letter of the alphabet. So April 1st, if it fell on the correct day, would be the letter A. April 2nd would be B, and so on and so forth. In 2015, I wrote a series of short stories. And each story began with the letter of the alphabet that it was appropriate for that day. But it was also the name, a woman's name. So each story was about a woman. And like the first one, which you're gonna hear in a few minutes, is Angie. And it's a little story about this woman named Angie. I'd say that these stories are actually the beginnings of a story, which I could do very easily. I could start a story and then I kind of would drop it. It's so I would say that these are the beginnings of short stories, each little story. So I hope you'll take a listen and learn a little bit about Angie today, and come back for the next time. So again, this is something a little different, not my usual content, but I am knitting still, and I am doing a scrappy infinity scarf right now. It's coming along very nicely. So that's what I've been working on. Please comment below, because at the end of this, at the end of the 26 stories, there's going to be a giveaway. And if you comment, you will be participating. So here's the story about Angie. Angie. She pressed her palms down onto the cool granite counter. Her arms were bent, her bony elbows poked out on either side, and her shoulders were hunched forward. She stood there motionless, head bent, her dark hair falling down in waves hiding her face. She slowly inhaled and held her breath. She did not want to ever breathe again. But like the current circumstances of her life, she obviously was not the one in control, and the air from her lungs wished out onto the quiet, hushed, empty space. After all of the buzzing and hissing of the last few months, it was as though the constant din had been shoo-shooed out, leaving behind instead the sounds of silence. She needed this moment of stillness to gather up the shards of her splintered self. She was a petite, slender woman. At first glance, she may have appeared to be a fragile type. She was deliberate in the way she managed her stature. She held her head high and her back straight. She pushed her chin out in front, almost in a challenging way. When she looked at you with her mesmerizing blue eyes, you could get trapped in her gaze, unable to look away. That's when one quickly realized that there was nothing frail or delicate about her. But it was different now. She felt small and brittle. She lifted her head and looked around the kitchen. She couldn't remember the last time she had gone to bed without tidying up. Dishes from the night before were piled in the sink. She hadn't even rinsed them off. She thought about the first time they met. The room was dark and smoky, and so was he. The music was loud and pulsing. He was one of the band, the bass player, in fact. Attraction between them was instant. She knew it was irresponsible and, quite frankly, a little reckless to jump into a relationship that quickly. She had always lived her life that way, though, and she had had no regrets. He had managed to keep his illness a secret from her for a long while. As she reflected back on it now, she couldn't believe that she hadn't noticed the signs sooner. She wondered if knowing sooner would have made that much of a difference anyway. Probably nothing could have changed the inevitable outcome. She was weary and sad. He had taken so much of her away with him. She knew she would never again be as carefree. She could not imagine that she would trust another with her heart. Her sister Kathy tried to assure her that she would not always feel that way. Big John, her older brother, held her in his arms and told her everything would be okay. "Remember, I am only a few minutes away," he said. Her vibrating cell jolted her out of her reverie. She read the text message. "Why haven't you done the dishes, Angie?" Her hands started to shake. She dropped the phone. She slid down to the floor and sat huddled into the corner, hugging her knees tightly to her chest. She picked up the phone and tapped in the numbers. "Detective Bonas here. He's watching me, Matt. He's out there watching me," she cried. Next time, you'll hear all about Beth. I hope you like my little story. It takes a lot of courage for me to do this, but it's the creative need that I'm satisfying by engaging you all and maybe encouraging me to write some more, because I haven't had the inspiration, I guess, lately. And now we're going to go see the geese. Maybe they'll inspire me. So there's all ice and stuff on the pond here. We're just hanging out. Treading water. Hope I don't disturb them. It's so warm out today. It's like near 60 degrees. So I am surprised that there's ice on this pond. Let's see, I think I see my friend over there. Hold on. There it is.